Hello, it's 7:47 in the morning here in the Philippines. It's the 8th and last day of the filing of the certificates of candidacy for the 2022 national and local elections. Good morning, everyone. I'm Dwight De Leon.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jairo Boliedo and I'm reporting live here outside of Sofitel tent. Nandito tayo ngayon sa tapat ng PICC para mag-recap at ipakita sa inyo ang behind the scenes ngayong araw o ngayong huling araw ng COC filing.
Ako naman nandito ako sa loob ng Sofitel tent, Harbor Garden tent, kung saan isinasagawa ang filing of COCs. Dito sa lugar na to, pumupunta ang mga kandidato para formal na ibigay o ipasa ang kanilang application papers for next year's vote. So, Jairo, we had another busy day yesterday, and the
Yeah,
biggest news of all, Vice President Leni Robredo officially throwing her hat in the presidential race, announcing in the morning and subsequently going here and filing her COC. It was an important decision and it was an important announcement, especially for her supporters, not just the opposition, but no supporters or just probably no longer supportive of the current administration. So, Jairo, first I'd like to ask you. I think there were a number of supporters that you interviewed yesterday. Kamusta? Marami ba sila dyan sa labas?
yeah, oo, Dwight, alam mo what we saw yesterday was really confusing on our part. We've been covering
Confusing.
um confusing, yes, because we've been covering in the past 7 days, and just yesterday we received a word from the police on ground that supporters will no longer be allowed here in front of the PICC.
Mm-mm.
Coincidentally, it's the day that Lenny announced or Robredo announced that she will be, announcing a certain or an important announcement. She will be making an important announcement. Aside from that, kahapon din nakaschedule supposedly yung maraming opposition bets katulad na lang ni Attorney Chel Jokno, Attorney Nery Colmenares, and a lot of Makabayan Bloc, Kabataan
Two.
Party List,
And
and
bayan
other
muna.
yeah, Bayan Muna and other opposition bets. So parang ang weird, no? Kasi seventh day, second to the last day, and then eventually the police changed their rules. So we asked them. We checked on the PI or the public information chief of the Southern Police District who oversees the police operations here, and they told us that it has nothing to do with the opposition. It has nothing to do with those people who will file or who filed yesterday, but more of yun daw kasi napansin nila. But it's just that for me, as a field reporter, bakit hindi on the second day of the filing? Bakit hindi on the third day of filing? Bakit kahapon lang? So with that, how did it affect the ground support for Vice President Leni Robredo yesterday? There are a lot of supporters yesterday. I think, based on their number, I think they outnumbered the supporters of Bongbong Marcos, the dictator son Bongbong Marcos. They
Interesting.
also they also outnumbered the supporters of uh the supporters of Mayor Sara Duterte, who have been here since Saturday, and until now nandito sila. So it's really really interesting, but take note, hindi wala pa ring tatalo kay Senator Manny Pacquiao na base sa tala daw ng Pasig City Police ay nasa 2,000 katao yung pumunta dito. Pero kay Vice President Leni Robredo, based on our estimates, around 150 to 100 lang yung dumating dito. So fortunately, kinausap sila o bumaba doon sa side na yon si Vice President Leni Robredo, and isa lang ang masasabi ko sa pagdaan niya dito sa harap natin. Para siyang lyrics ng Butter, na kanta ng BTS. Smooth like butter. Kasi of all the big personalities that we've covered here outside of the Sofitel tent, siya yung pinaka-discreet. Siya yung pinaka-smooth yung convoy. Alam mo, naka-live tayo, and then kami parang sobrang clueless kami. Dumaan na ba siya? Siya na ba yon? Very, very discreet, very, very smooth yung pagdaan niya. At talaga namang nalaman na lang natin na siya na pala yun kasi kinonfirm sa atin na yes, it was indeed the convoy of Vice President Leni Robredo, and papasok na siya sa tent. So very, very yun, very discreet. And baka po kasi sabihin ng mga viewers, dilawan ako. Hindi po ito dilaw ha, mustard po ito. And I'm wearing this in
You need
honor of
that
the Butter song.
clarification.
Oo, yes.
Well,
Kaklarify ko na po agad. Sinuot ko po ito para magbigay ng suporta sa Butter. So, Stream Butter ng BTS. Dwight?
well, una, yung kulay din naman ni Vice President Leni Robredo, very evident naman yesterday then that she was trying to shy away from that dilawan brand or that yellow brand. Yesterday, naging pink ang social media. And people were, alam mo, posting photos of anything pink. I think kahapon may controversy pa kung paano ang spell ang word na fuchsia. So
Kung po siya
so
ba o
it's
pink?
fuchsia, yes. Yes, CH ba or SCH? Well, let's not talk about that. Anyway, yesterday she came here but before she arrived, meron na rin syempre meron na rin kaming advance notice and parang mga 2 o'clock, 2:30 napansin na namin na parang may advance team na nandito na parang we identified them as parang staff of Vice President Robredo and past 3, she came here. It was actually quick. She immediately proceeded to the filing area for president and siguro by 5 minutes, after 5 minutes, tapos na siya, nakapagpa-picture na siya. So it was quick. So parang ang nasa isip namin dito, maybe na prepare na lahat, may pumila na para sa kanya and pagdating doon, file na lang siya ng kanyang kandidatura. Then she posed for the cameras with her 2 daughters available, 2 daughters present. And well, siguro what's interesting is that she didn't grant the media an interview after. She didn't go here to make a speech, unlike other candidates. And of course, you could just speculate, but of course, marami pa ring bagay ang unknown sa campaign na susuungin ni Vice President Leni Robredo for president. For one, her vice presidential candidate is still up in the air, although our sources have confirmed that it's going to be Senator Kiko Pangilinan, and we're expecting him to file his candidacy here, siguro around 9 a.m. Ganyan. Whether or not Leni Robredo will join her, we're still waiting for that. And ang alam natin, siguro by 11 a.m. magkakaroon si Vice President Robredo ng press con. Siguro to give more specific details on how she's going to run her campaign or siguro further announcements on whether she can still unite the opposition because that's her ambition from the start.
Yes, and let's not forget na meron pang until November 15 para magpalit ng para magpalit or magkaroon ng substitution dito sa mga nag-file. So we could see presidential aspirants withdrawing their candidacy and pwede maging Vice President Leni Robredo. So marami pang pwedeng mangyari because we still have more than a month to go, 'di ba, Dwight?
Mm-mm. And siguro I just like to add this detail na kaming mga reporters dito, ang dami kasing nagfa-file. So of course we can't cover them all Ang dami. Tapos syempre at this point we just syempre tinitingnan namin kasi na may mga notable na aspirants. But at the same time, we're careful not to leave anyone out. Yung tipong hindi namin sila i-cover just because they're not really exactly memorable. Because we've seen this in 2016 na parang some possibly unknown candidate withdraws his candidacy and is replaced by who would turn out to be our next president, Rodrigo Duterte. Yeah. So kapag may mga nagfa-file dito na parang they said na they're filing their COC for president and that they are running under the banner of not an obscure party, sige, yun na lang. We're sort of careful or slightly more vigilant kasi ito ba later on, ito bang party na to, ito bang kandidato na to, will he or she be a factor in the grand scheme of things in this spectacle? Because nothing is certain. And siguro heading to that na lang din, right now, it's Friday, it's the last day of COC, and kung kahapon naghihintay tayo kay Leni, today we are waiting for Sara Duterte. She already said that she's not going to run for president, and she has filed her COC for mayor of Davao City. But it seems like her supporters are still very much interested and hoping that she'll be a buzzer beater and go here and say, I'm going to be president and I'm filing my COC.
Yes. Saka ano, we know them and nakita natin na this family, the Duterte family, loves drama, right? So, and then they love stunts. Sabi nga ni Alisa Edwards sa RuPaul's Drag Race, I smell a stunt. So,
Kala ko
what
sasabihin mo
we,
back rolls.
hindi naman, hindi applicable yung back rolls. Pero yun nga, um, tignan natin kung magkakaroon sila ng stunt or ng drama here sa last day ng COC filing because it's the last day. People are looking for this day, looking forward for this day, and then at the same time, the last day, at dito na magsasara, ika nga yung tindahan ng Comelec, di ba?
So, it's going to be a long day. Hindi lang naman well, ngayon, hindi naman natin talaga formally hinihintay si Sara Duterte. But of course, she's
Yes.
a big factor in this race given that
Mhm.
she's the front runner in surveys and
Yes.
she's the president's daughter. So,
Yeah.
after that, of course, or maliban pa sa kanya, of course, hinihintay rin natin itong mga senatorial aspirants na nag-file ng kanilang COC today. Remind me, Jairo, kasi naalala ko lang ngayon si broadcast journalist and former Vice President Tolly De Castro who already bid farewell
And,
sa kanyang
okay.
shows sa ABS-CBN yesterday. Then we have Laila De Lima filing her COC through an authorized representative around 8 to 10 in the morning today. Meron pa ba, Jairo? I think Duterte Youth, hindi pa natin nakikita.
Yeah, Duterte Youth, the controversial Duterte Youth. We're still waiting for Duterte cabinet members, yung OTRR Tugade, Secretary Arthur Tugade, and a lot of mga cabinet members na nagpahayag na or endorse at least ng PDP laban. We're also waiting for former Senator Trillanes who said that he will be running as a senator under the slate of Vice President Leni Robredo. Grabe, sobrang dramatic itong Trillanes and Robredo episode ng ating Philippine politics. But then again, I think they have agreed upon na magpa-president si Leni and at the same time si Senator Trillanes o si former Senator Trillanes ay tatakbo sa pagka-senador. Dwight, dagdag ko lang, no, dito sa area natin na to, kita natin yung pulumpo ng tao na to. Ayan. Yan yung mga vloggers. Very, very interesting. Because yesterday, habang nandito yung pailang-ilang supporters ni Vice President Leni Robredo, itong mga vloggers na ito, like what we've mentioned, few days, actually, every day natin siya na-mention, they seem to be pro Bongbong Marcos or either pro Isko Moreno or pro Inday Sara Duterte. So kahapon, medyo parang nandito yung paila-ilang supporters ni Vice President Leni Robredo, nilapitan nila and talaga ang dami-dami nilang tanong about certain things, about a lot of things. Basically, nagiging devil's advocate sila, I think. Yung line of questioning nila ay parang into devil's advocate. Talagang kina-question nila kung bakit yung mga supporters ni Vice President Leni Robredo ay sinusuportahan si Robredo. One more interesting na narinig ko kasi medyo chumika tayo ng konti doon sa kanilang usapan. Kasi yung same person na na-interview kahapon ay in-interview din nila. Tinatanong nila about the projects of the Pinoy administration, particularly the controversial Build, Build, Build program, whereas ilan lang naman yung big tickets project na nagawa naman talaga ng Duterte administration. And a lot of these projects that claim that the Duterte government, especially Mark Villar claim, ay under or sinimulan or at least projects pa ng previous administration. So iyon yung naging ikutan ng kanilang discussion. It's very, very, very interesting because talagang palaban din yung supporters ni Vice President Leni Robredo at ready sila with the facts. So isa yun sa mga insider na nakita natin kahapon. And one more thing, parang marami rin silang ulit ngayon kasi the last time na ganito sila karami, nung nag-file si Bongbong Marcos kahapon hindi masyado. And then ngayon, I think they are the same number again. So, we're looking forward and nandito ulit yung supporters ni Mayor Sara Duterte. So, let's see kung darating ba siya o kung sino ang darating from the PDP laban. But in the perimeter, may na-spot ako personally na mga naka-red. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's from PDP laban or Partido Federal ng Pilipinas. May nakita din ako mga staff ni Senator Win Gatchalian pa pala, Dwight. So we are also
Yes, I
expecting
forgot.
incumbent Senator Win Gatchalian kung magpa-file ba siya sa pagka-vice presidente katulad ng
Because,
mga
yeah,
haka-haka o kung siya ba ay mag-re-elect or tatry niya re-election for a Senate seat. So, isa
I
siya sa
think
mga inaabangan natin today.
I think that would be surprising if ever he files for vice president kasi I think he's being floated as a vice presidential candidate of Sara Duterte. At least in the past, noong mas nagbibigay ng hints ang kampo ng anak ng mayor, anak ng presidente na siya ay tatakbo sa pagkapangulo. So, ang dami natin kailangang hintayin today and it's going to be a long day hanggang 5:45 if I'm not mistaken or 4:45 ay tatanggap ang COMELEC ng mga kung sino pa yung mga nakapila dito lahat ay asikasuhin ng COMELEC
I-accommodate nila.
na i-accommodate nila because that's a sign that alam mo yun, tinatanggap ng COMELEC ang lahat ng gustong sumali maging kabahagi ng gobyerno. Gyro, this is the last day of our
Yes, oo. Of
morning
our morning
our
chikahan,
morning
morning
sikahan.
show.
Yes,
And
maybe
it's
you would
also
like to show you would like to show
Oo,
nandiyan ba si ang ating staff?
yeah, oo. Kasama natin dito all throughout si Kuya Ramil and si Jeff. So si Jeff ang ating production specialist, napakagaling. Si Kuya Ramil, the ever-efficient Kuya Ramil. Ayan, hello po.
Hello,
So
hello.
very, very
Sana naging
thankful tayo sa ating, very, very thankful tayo sa ating staff, sa ating mga kasama dito, particularly sa paghabol sa mga politicians, sa pagsunod sa mga supporters, at sa pag-drive ng talaga namang sumasakto sa kailangan gawin. Kasi talagang dito sa field, hindi natin control yung variables, hindi natin control the environment. So it's really important that we have a teamwork. We have teamwork with our team that we work
mm,
together to a common goal, which is to provide good reports and at the same time provide the context and what's really happening on ground. So very, very thankful tayo sa kanila. Ngayon, on behalf of the field team, I'm Jairo Bolledo together with Jeff and Kuya Ramil. Thank you so much po, Dwight.
nagpapasalamat din ako sa staff natin dito sa loob. Hindi ko na sila ipapakita but I'd like to thank all of them for a job well done. And it's actually, siguro quick lang siguro gusto ko na lang malaman ano ba ang lesson na natutunan mo sa coverage na to because I think this is one of your most important coverages
Yes.
yet. Actually ako, this is my biggest coverage yet
Yeah.
and I'm actually very thankful to Rappler for the trust they've given me or they've given us dito sa
Yes.
coverage na ito.
Oo. Ako, the one great lesson that I've learned in the past 8 days that I'm here ay yung resilience. Sabi nga sa Dynamite song ng BTS, ang dami kong reference, you know I'm a diamond, I glow up. I'm a diamond, you know I glow up. Because yun yung tinuturo sa atin sa Rappler. Despite of adversity, despite of threats that we are receiving, adversity,
Mm-mm.
sorry, despite of threats that we are receiving, we're still resilient. Kasi, diamond, nagawa ang diamond sa pressure sa paligid, sa pressure sa environment, and ganun tayo dito. Yun yung one great lesson na natutunan ko. And I've been a journalist for the past 4 years, and this is really my biggest, I think, my biggest break, and the most important coverage that I've done so far. So I'm very, very thankful to Rappler, and to our viewers, this is just the start of our lives. Particularly after kasi nitong COC filing, we are looking forward to the campaign season and eventually the election na or the voting na or election na. So stay tuned lang kayo sa Rappler. And si Dwight, ikaw naman, best,
Well,
ano
I'll
ang great
actually
lesson na natutunan mo?
Well, actually, same. Pwede bang yun na lang? Kasi ayaw mag-isip. But actually, yes, I think it's just try to do the best you can and cover as much as possible. And you should have, alam mo yun, tough mind given that it's a
Yes.
long journey. 8 days is not easy. And siguro nga, if you're talking about diamonds, then I'm just going to use my, alam mo yun, tagline. Shine white like a diamond. So, so, so,
So from
yes.
BTS to Rihanna.
Yeah, this is so gay. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to end. I'm going to end this here, Gyro, because it's already past 8.
Yes.
And supposedly, dapat at this point, magsisimula na ulit ang filing of COCs. We're waiting for Comlex spokesman James Menes to say a few words, maybe anytime from now. So Gyro, we wish you the best of luck there. Ingat kayo. COVID-19 is hindi siya
There.
biro. It's always there. It's always a threat. Even here, even dyan. So I hope you guys are safe, and to our viewers, stay tuned. Follow us for more updates because we'll give them to you once they are available. So thank you everyone
Yes.
and have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone. Ingat, ingat.